Alright, okay guys, so we've done everything with the sphere grid. Nothing really to report except Lulu's now got all of the Guz, Kimahri has all of the Guz, and even Yuna has now learned Curaga, okay? Which costs double the MP Cura does, but it restores a massive amount of health. Not that we really need it, but, you know, I think it's nice to have anyway. I'm going to show you guys now some very cool stuff with Riku. I've been talking about how overpowered she is a lot, and I will demonstrate that nicely. Also, I'm going to happily flee from this friggin' battle. So Waka, I should kill one more enemy with Waka. Alright, give me 1 second. I'm going to kill one enemy with Waka to charge his overdrive. There we go, easily done. Not a problem at all. Now I better get another encounter before I get to leave the down screen. I love that little chasm there as well. Anyway, so we're now coming to the summit of Gagazet. The sequel actually reveals that there's a floating ruinous dungeon even above Gagazet in the clouds, but we don't get to see that here. We are at, if I press triangle, the prominence of Gagazet.
Zanarkand is on the other side, you know?
I know.
Uni is gonna get the final Aeon, you know?
I know.
I still haven't thought of anything.
Me neither.
What are we gonna do?
We'll do something. We just don't know enough yet. Until we do, we really can't help Yuna. Let's go to Zanarkand. We'll find something there. It'll all come together. I know it.
I seem to remember something, and now I never saw it in my test file, or this LP. Maybe you guys can fill me in. Isn't there a point in the story where Riku's meant to say to Auron, hey, spill the beans? I swear that's supposed to have happened by now, but I don't think it has, because obviously Auron seems to know a lot, and he just never talks, right? Anyway, yeah, Tidus is confident it will come together as Zanarkand.
Hey. Just now, you sounded like a leader, you know?
Star of the Zanarkand Abes. Didn't anyone tell you?
Aha!
Yeah, he'd never mentioned it.
Huh?
Ah, the son of Jecht.
Riku, run ahead and tell Auron.
You are not fighting him alone!
Just go, go!
Last time we saw Seymour, I said we have nothing in common, nothing to talk about.
Now is your time to die. Prepare yourself, son of Jecht.
Not
Oh,
if
God!
I can help it.
Save some for Kimahri.
Kimahri hates Seymour, I love it.
Lady Yuna, it is a pleasure.
Yuna.
Send him.
Ascending so soon? Allow me to say something to the last Ronso before I leave. Yours was truly a gallant race. They threw themselves at me to bar my path. One after another.
No.
Kimahri.
You could end the suffering of this poor Ronso.
I don't understand you.
Allow Kimahri to die and release him from his pain. Spira is a land of suffering and sorrow caught in a spiral of death. To destroy, to heal Spira, I will become sin. Yes, with your help. Come with me, Yuna. Once I have become the next sin, your father will be freed again.
What do you know?
Pitiful mortal.
Your hope ends here. And your meaningless existence with it.
That last line I always say out loud at the same time. It just rolls off the tongue so easily. Oh man, okay, here we go. This is Seymour round 3, Seymour Flux. This is, to many, the hardest fight in Final Fantasy X, for the regular story anyway, aside from super bosses. If you can get through this guy, yeah, there's tricks and challenges later, but this dude has some crazy BS. We're going to open the fight with, well, actually, normally I'd open the fight with a Hastesia, right? Hastesia is crazy strong, because look, without a Hastesia, look at what the turns are like. You get boss, and then the boss's ally, which, you remember the mortar body from before? Well, that's with him again. It's now called the Mortiorchis, I guess? And I believe it's meant to be the giant machine thing that he's riding in. So it's one go, and then 2 of his, and then everyone gets 1 go, and then 2 of his. Just what, you know, Lulu's so slow she can barely keep up. A Hastesia here will really help us out, and we'll start getting a significant amount of goes. It's sort of like the boss battles at this point are balanced to have Hastesia on your team. So that's one option. The other option is to use Riku. Actually, I am gonna Hastesia, but the other option is to use Riku. I'm gonna demonstrate 2 battles against this guy with you, for you all. One is legit, which is what I'm doing right now, and after that we will have a different one. So here we've seen something pretty brutal. Seymour attacks, he put zombie on us, and then we got full lifed, and because we were a zombie, full life means we die. So yeah, that's pretty brutal. Let's Phoenix down ourselves then. Lulu has really very little to do in this fight. Yes, she's been sort of super powered. First, just have her bio the boss. Now, I believe poison is still effective here. You'll notice Seymour has 70,000 health, and the Mortiorchis has 4,000. So, it's the same as before. If you damage the machine, it will just regen itself by damaging itself on Seymour. Poison is insanely strong, as always. So, I would just recommend you poison with Lulu. That gives her go, and then you leave it and just go do your own thing. Now, we're going to bring Riku in. And I'm not going to have her mix just yet. I'm just going to have her throw. I think we should still have some. Yeah, a Chocobo Feather, our last one here. I'm going to have her throw it on Tidus to re-haste him. And then that gives him a go so that he can in turn haste Riku. Right now, we're just trying to haste a lot of stuff. Now here, you'll notice the boss gets a go, but the Mortiorchis doesn't. So, there's the Lance of Atrophy. And he took some pretty heavy poison damage there. So now Riku is zombied, which means next time Seymour gets a go, he will he'll full life on her and hopefully try to kill her. But if we cure that zombie nice and early by, say, just throwing an item, such as a holy water, then that's good, and that's going to waste his turn. That's the animation for a holy water, and obviously Riku is so fast, she's got stuff going on here. So even a hasted Lulu has taken ages to have another go. What I'm going to do here is just mug from Seymour. Get an elixir from him, that's pretty good. And we're going to get Lulu off the field and basically say adieu to her. Let's bring Kimahri in, who also has Hastesia available, by the way, but he can talk, so let's have a chat.
You have angered Kimahri. The spirits of the Ronso will guide Kimahri's spear.
Alright, Kimahri's strength increases, and if this is anything like Tidus' strength going up before, it's going to be pretty huge. You'd expect Tidus to have something to say too. He just revealed something about Jecht in front of everyone. Like, that was pretty bad. So we've got that, and Yuna also has something to say. The thing is here, before I swap her in, I'm going to swap her with Riku, because this allows me to haste Kimahri on this turn. And now we can bring Yuna in here. And Yuna can have a talk.
Do you not want to heal Spira's sorrow? Let death carry you off into peaceful slumber.
You can't run from your fate.
Oh, that's pretty badass. It is your fate to die, Seymour. And we will bring it to you. So now he's going to full life, but he has no appropriate target. The cool thing about it, though, is obviously that full life is going to miss because that full life isn't going to heal us. You know, if he was using something like Curaga to damage us as zombies and then we cure the zombie, we end up getting a butt ton of health. But he avoids that because he's just using life magic, if that makes sense to you guys. Alright, we're going to leave Tidus out here. And I guess just attack. Now, Delay Buster isn't something you can do. Actually, do you know what we should do? I like this play a bit more. I'm going to bring Auron in. And Auron can do a couple of the breaks on Seymour. He is vulnerable to just a couple. I believe Mental Break is one of them, and maybe an Armor Break too. We'll try. Actually, I could be wrong. I know that he's vulnerable to one of Auron's abilities, which is... Okay, so apparently he is immune to that there. Alright, Kimahri's had his go. That's basically his time in the limelight for this fight. I'm going to bring Whacker in now. I just got to figure out who I want as my front line. That's what I'm doing here. See, now what Whacker can do is silence buster him. And this stops a significant amount of the damage that he can do. So there we go. And now we'll bring Riku in. Now I'm going to show you a mix. This is an appropriate mix if you don't want to cheese the fight out. We've already hasted everyone. If you want, though, you can start the battle and do this straight away. You know how Kimahri has Mighty Guard, one of those overdrives he's just learned? Puts a load of protective magic on someone, all the nulls, and then it puts Protect and Shell and Haste on people. Really strong ability. Why is Riku much better than Kimahri, just flat out? Well, because the best Kimahri can do is Mighty Guard. Riku can cast a Mighty Guard with a good mix, or she can cast a Super Mighty Guard, which is Mighty Guard for everyone in the team and even more benefits. Or she can cast something called Hyper Mighty Guard, which is even better, which is what I'm going to show you now. So if you want to cast a Hyper Mighty Guard, you actually can at this point in the game very easily because of the rewards we got at MEANINGLESS Temple. And this is one of the things you can do. So grab a defensive thing, like one of these abilities. Cast Shell on someone, cast Protect on someone. We'll go with the Lunar Curtain because we've got 5. And mix that in with one of the Wings to Discovery you got earlier on, right, from MEANINGLESS Temple. And you'll create a Hyper Mighty G. It says Mighty G because it can't fit on in there. So this has put Regen on us, which is a spell we haven't seen yet. Which means every time we get a butt ton of health, we've got pretty much every buff in the game. We don't have the null abilities on us, but we also have something called Auto Life, which is crazy strong, and I'll show you guys in a second. For now, though, we're going to attack Grills with Whacker and hopefully not mess it up. There we go, sweet. That's all the hits. I'm getting this right. See how we've got a halo around our head? Ah, it's such a powerful attack. That's just one of her mixes as well. It looks like we hit the main one more than we wanted. There you go. So we got a multi-absorption there, which is fine. Notice how everyone just got a bunch of health, even though they weren't necessarily damaged. That would just keep ticking up every time. So Riku now has all these buffs, which makes her kind of useful, but she's also a weak character on my team right now. So sadly, I'm going to say goodbye to her and just bring Tidus back in. He doesn't have everything, but he does have haste on him still, which is quite nice. So we'll slice and dice now. Hopefully get a fair chunk of damage going on here. And you notice how the silence has come off of the enemy now? That means off of Seymour. That means that we've already wasted one of his things. So he's just cast Protect on himself. I believe that's something he's going to do when he gets on low health. And obviously that's going to reduce the amount of damage we can do quite significantly. But what we can do is we'll silence bust him first. Now that stops him casting Flare. Do you remember he used to cast Flare back in the on the second form of the fight? Well, he'll cast that a lot here. He'll also attempt to dispel us, our positive benefits. So that was Cross Cleave. Crazy powerful attack. Pretty much is going to nuke and kill someone out. Luckily here, Tidus, who was someone without all of the buffs on him. So that's really solid for us. So what we can do is we have a choice now, right? Do we want to Phoenix down Tidus, or do we want to Holy Water Auron? Well, you can see that Auron, the boss is about to get a go, so there's going to be a full life come down on Auron. So what we're going to do here is res Tidus only to have Auron die. Well, Auron dying is a bad idea because he's got a lot of buffs that we don't want to lose. So instead I'm going to go with the Holy Water here. And look, he's got Shell, Protect, Regen, Haste, and Auto Life, and Zombie. So there we go. We'll cast that on him. Seymour takes some poison damage there. There's the full life. He doesn't have an appropriate target. He casts on Whacker. It missed. Now we go with the Phoenix down. And it's weird having 5 Mega Phoenixes there. Now, Cross Cleave is not his most powerful attack. If you don't have the speed to keep pace with Seymour, this can get very difficult. Alright, so now we got an overdrive we can use. Let's try a Banishing Blade. Just because if he is vulnerable to any breaks, this will put it on him. Banishing Blade sounds like it should be the eject attack. I think they should have renamed it. Like Breaking Blade or something, I don't know. To suggest, you know, it's breaking their body and putting brakes on them. Does that make sense? I don't know. Alright, so we'll stand on the ground with this thing. Doesn't come up with immunes, which is kind of weird. So what's he got? Poison and Protect. That's it. Alright, well, so now we kind of want to get haste back on Tidus, but don't worry too much. I'm going to silence bust the boss again. I kind of want him to use Flare, frankly, or Dispel. Because he'll try and dispel us, get rid of our positive stuff. There's the Lance of Atrophy. The full life should come pretty soon. So here, look. Can we haste ourselves? Yes, and that will give us another go. And we can use that go to bring Yuna in, who can number 1... Actually, no, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. We'll attack with Whacker. Should have been a silence bust. Oh well. Alright, now with Tidus, we'll swap Yuna back in. Yuna will then cast D-Spell herself on the boss. Like so. Oh, that was the wrong one, for God's sake. I accidentally cast it on the body, not on Seymour. Yeah, which missed because he doesn't have any buffs on him. And then Whacker will Holy Water himself. Like that. And now he's not silenced, so who knows what it'll do. Okay, another full life, fine. Just gonna miss. Alright, so I guess we'll just mug from him in the meantime. Yeah, why not? Auron's gonna do the most damage anyway. Ah, so look, now he's just cast Reflect on himself, so now we can't necessarily cast magic on him. And the machine's now gone into auto attack mode. This means he's gonna unleash an incredibly devastating attack very soon. It's called Total Annihilation, and the only way to reduce damage in it is by using Shell and raising magic defense as much as possible. So we don't want Yuna on the front line when that comes down. I'm going to silence bust him again, and I guess my D-spell attempt has failed here. We're just going to have to keep fighting him with this stuff. So we will bring... I mean, Riku's got a lot of health and actually all of the buffs and stuff on her, so we'll bring her in. And, I mean, she can still throw stuff. Here's a Tetra Elemental. I never really talked about this. But this fully restores all of our health and gives us null all on everyone just from throwing it, which is great. It's like the other part of Mighty Guard that we didn't get before. So there's that. What else could I throw maybe? Gold Hourglass we stole earlier. That will put Delay Buster on everyone against you, which is fine. Stamina Spring, I guess I could... Oh, no, never mind. Alright, let's just throw an Ice Gem, because I've not really shown many of these gems. There we go. Here's an Ice Gem. And that, for the record, that's a Blizzaga, but it just hits multiple times. It's like Blizzaga Fury, almost. Alright, and he just waited. He just wasted his turn. That's interesting. I want to see how much health he's got left. I mean, this is a very deadly fight. I'm kind of making it look easy here. 30,000 health. I want at least one Total Annihilation to hit me, just so you guys can see the devastation. So I guess, or at least some flares. I'm going to stop silent busting him. I'm gimping myself here just so that you guys can see things. Actually, let's bring Yuna in. Try another D-spell. Now we cast Reflect, so I don't know whether it's going to reflect the D-spell that I throw at him. It might. No, it doesn't. D-spell breaks all that. So now his Reflect and his Protect are both gone. So we can start going ham on him again. See, lots of damage. 2,700. Another one here. Come on, do something interesting, Seymour. You're in auto attack mode. Here we go. Ready to annihilate. So I guess we get one more. They give you so much warning that this thing is coming. We'll swap her out. We'll bring Riku in. Riku can throw another gem. Or a no, bomb cores we've had for ages. The thing is, we don't have many gems. I'm going to throw Dragon Scale just because I'm a cheapo. You get 900 damage. Nice. Good job, Riku. This is why Riku's so good once you got her strength up and she's hitting like as hard as Auron. Like, she's badass. For attack. And again, he's immune to Dark. That's what came up. And he's immune to Petrify. I should be swapping my weapons. Cast Reflect again. I don't really care about that. Actually, let's actually swap our weapons then. Hold on. What new armor did Riku get? The Soldier's Targe, which she's already got now, so that's fine. We'll just mug again and keep trying to get items from him. Auron definitely should be on the Koetsu instead of the Shimmering Blade. Yeah, it's got Fire Strike, but still, the counterattack's pretty awesome. And Whacker should be on his Scout that gives him extra strength too. Alright. Another attack. He's almost coming down to below 10k here. He's in the killing zone. Look at all these regens popping off of us constantly. Here we go. So this is Total Annihilation. One of the coolest overdrives. It would be cool if instead of Requiem, when you get to control Seymour, it would be cool if instead of Requiem, you saw Total Annihilation. So we have all this defense, right? I can't believe no one even died. What is this? I have not been grinding on this playthrough. Why is everything so easy? Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to kill Riku ourselves. Here we go. Seymour, you suck. Ah, she's still not dead. Go on, Auron. Yeah, Auron, I don't even want to risk it physically attacking there. Riku, stop it. And now Regen's bringing her back up. I'm not even trying and everyone's getting healed. I actually had some gear for Whacker on my test file that had auto regen on, well, regen on it when he got low on health, and it made him so strong. Oh, jeez. Hold on, here's what we'll do. Oh, there's a flare. Hit Riku, hit Riku, hit Riku. And he casts flare on himself, which reflects, which means that it will bypass any reflects we have, you see? So here we'll cast Dispel on Riku with Yuna. I only want to do this to demonstrate to you guys friggin' auto life. There we go. Oh no, but Dispel's going to get rid of auto life. What is this? What is this? I actually don't know how to kill Riku. I genuinely don't. And then she can pass her turn. I should make her attack herself, actually. And then Whacker, can you score the kill? No, almost. What am I doing? There we go. Riku's dead. And then she just comes back to life straight away. That's auto life. Now, that's been consumed. So let's assume that Total Annihilation actually wiped my team. Then we just all would have come back to life straight away anyway. And that's the way it works. Now, she's had her boons and stuff stripped off of her. But yeah. Alright, all that said and done, the only Aeon whose overdrive I bothered to charge was Bahamut's. I feel like, I haven't uploaded any episodes where I have this Aeon yet. I feel like you guys are going to be annoyed with my pronunciation of it. I don't know why, I just do. Alright, so, and then we will Mega Flare the boss. Eat shit, Seymour. $14,000 damage overkill. And he melts away. I'm melting! And he dies. So that's the legit way to kill Seymour. I will quickly show you how to cheese it if you're bad at the game, or... Okay, I shouldn't put it that way. If you're not strong enough.
And your meaningless existence with it!
And your meaningless existence with it! Alright, we're back. Okay, so... First, all I'm going to do, literally, is give everyone their turn. So... You know, if some people die, then some people die. Alright, so here we go. We have her. Yuna's already had a go, so I'll swap in. Who's the odd one out? It's Auron. So I'll swap in Auron here. We will press triangle on him. We'll have Lulu throw a holy water on Kimahri so he doesn't get wrecked in a second. Then we will have Kimahri, Hastesia, these guys, because we currently have our slowest front line out. God, this is bad. Actually, this is really bad. We might lose. Like, super early. The boss is going to get tons of turns here. Oh, I know, but he's going to waste one on a full life, so that's fine. Cool, I've really made Seymour look pathetic here. Alright, now Auron's had his go, so we're going to swap in Riku. And we're going to mug ourselves a cheeky little elixir there. Then Lulu's had a go, so I'm going to swap in Tidus. And we're going to Hastesia with Tidus so that Riku and Tidus have got it. Then with our extra turn, we're going to have Riku use Mug. Okay, this is all optional, by the way. Seymour could already be dead. So now that that's happened, I guess I'll throw another Holy Water. Man, it's a... See, I feel like I need to press left in a situation like that to target Tidus, but you press left and it targets Seymour instead. Now we're going to... I mean, for God's sake, come on, hurry up, Kimahri, have a go. We need to swap Kimahri out for Whacker, and then we can do it. Really, you can just start with Kimahri, with Riku, Whacker, and Tidus out on the front line, as you can see here. Now we will silence Bust. And here we go. So, the cheese begins. This is, let's say we just started the encounter, okay? He'll zombie someone, maybe full life him, whatever, it doesn't matter, bring him back to life. Mix with Riku. Now, this Wings to Discovery, okay? This is like a top tier item, super rare, difficult to find item, right? But the game hands you 30 of them. So anything you mix with one of these is going to end up having a top tier result, which is why we got the Hyper Mighty G with Auto Life and all that good stuff, right? Well, what if you mix it with something else, okay? Like, for example, a Bomb Core. Now, a Bomb Core is a pretty low tier item, but it's an offensive item, right? Well, if you did this, you'd get something called Quartet of 999. And it would mean whenever the... it would affect one character, and whoever that character was, whenever they attacked or whenever they healed or anything like that, instead of having a regular number, it would just be 9999. It would just bypass it all the time. Final Fantasy VII had something very similar, where if you hit like 7777 or something, it did like insane damage. But yeah, so like it's really top tier if you combine it with some kind of offensive thing. Well, what happens if you cast it with itself? mix 2 Wings of Discovery together? Well, if you choose to do this, you'll get Trio of 999, which does that on everyone in the party. And we just did this with Wacker and Tidus. So, what happens if we slice and dice now? And I got it straight away. I'm pretty happy with that. Not that it matters. Oh, look, we just did 99999 damage. And again. And again. And again. And again. And, of course, slice and dice only hits a certain amount. So, that did a lot of damage. And then a 4k hit afterwards. Seymour must be smarting from that a little bit. Yeah, he just wasted his turn on Protect. That means he's pretty low as it stands. And he casts Reflect because he's even lower. Okay, well, that took us a while to do before. And he's in auto-attack mode. He's ready for total annihilation. And there's a Flare as well, which he's casting off himself, so we can't reflect it. Well, let's have a look at his health. Oh, look, he's only got 22k health left. Well, let's bring out Wacker with the attack reels, and don't fuck this up. Please. Oh, my God. Okay, here we go. Oh, there we go. I thought I'd messed it up. Okay, there you go. And this is even more hits than Slice and Dice. This is 12 hits. You could do this with Lulu with like a Fire Fury as well, and have her do a bunch of hits. And there you go, Seymour's dead. In what could be a grand total of 3 turns of your characters, just because of those Wings to Discovery. I think this is a really cheapy way to do things, but since I already demoed to you guys the easier way, that relied on Wings to Discovery anyway, like you can do it without Hyper, Mighty G, or Wings, or a Trio of 999 either, but I wanted to demonstrate some mixes to you guys, so that's where I decided to go with it. And bye-bye, Seymour.
And stay up there!
Okay, and we run off. I guess the impact of the closing cutscene of that fight is somewhat lessened when you just cheesed the boss out. But yeah. 2 level 4 key spheres and a darkness staff. I don't know whether he drops anything else amazing.
He will become sin with my help.
Lies. Forget them.
If he becomes sin, Sir Jecht will be saved.
We're leaving.
You know something, tell me!
Tell me.
Oh no.
Sin's my old man.
You hit your head.
Sin is my old man. My old man became Sin. I don't know how or why he did it. I felt him inside. And when I did, I knew it was true. My old man's spirit is suffering. Sorry.
Even knowing that Sin is your father, still, you know I must.
I know. Let's get him. I think my old man would want that.
You'd fight your own father?
Yeah, no problem there.
About your old man. You sure this ain't some kind of bad toxin dream or something?
Oh, come on, Wacker.
Then, Chapu. I think I'll just pretend I didn't hear nothing. I'm getting a little confused, yeah? Why'd all this have to happen?
We'll learn when we arrive. Soon.
Man, it just makes you think of a while ago where Auron said, you know, don't tell Yuna about the Jecht thing. She would distance herself from you. We've all kind of come so far now that, yeah, it's laid bare and, I don't know. Auron does still know stuff. See, I could have sworn Riku would chime in there and be like, spill the beans! So there you go, look, we just got Saturn crest. Oh my god, look at our collection of crests now. So that one is fashioned in the shape of Saturn. There's like 1 crest left for us to get, by the way, and then we've got all of them, which is pretty cool. We will save here. Now, I'm going to do something. Seymour was saying to Kimahri, you're the last of the Ronso. That's not true. But it is true that Seymour just destroyed tons of the Ronso. Now, you can go back to the start of Mount Gagazet, and maybe there's something different there. I really don't remember. Usually, I would hate doing such a thing. Jesus, do you want to go all the way back down there? But for you guys, I can cut the entire thing out, and... oh, look, we have a peaceful bangle. No encounters, so it actually won't take me that long to get down there. It'd be better if we had a chocobo, obviously. But with no encounters, I have no worries going back down Mount Gagazet and just seeing what's up. I also want to check whether Once is still here, because we'll have a bit more cash now, and it might be a good idea to buy that other piece of zombie protection. Though some of your best use of zombie protective armor is in that fight against Seymour. Anyway, I don't want to chat too... oh yeah, and there's this thing as well. I forgot about these. Once you're done, you can just warp back. I totally forgot about that. Never mind, I was about to cut it. Totally forgot about it. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't even see that on my test file. Jeez, I just never came back here. You do at the end for some super boss action, but check it out. It's just friggin' empty. Everyone's gone. It won't be like this forever, but it's pretty brutal, right? Yeah, it's weird to see that confirmed. Okay, that's all I wanted to see. Alright, so we're back at the safe sphere. Let's press on through. We're going to get some pretty big revelations coming up now, guys. Going to come to what is arguably one of the most important places in the entire game. And we didn't even know it was here.
What are those?
Those are faith. A summoning. Someone is using these faith. Someone is drawing energy from all of them.
This many?
Who wields power on this scale? And what could they be calling?
Hey, you know something, don't ya? Spill the beans.
There it is!
Look not to others for knowledge. This is your journey too.
Uni might die, you know?
No. Arin's right.
Huh?
This is our... this is my story. What?
Still think he should give a bit of information, you know? He clearly knows something the whole time. He's been desperate to get Yuna to Zanarkand. Is it all just to fulfill a promise? Wait, we're home? Been a long time since we've seen this place.
Hey.
And there's none of that weird fuzz on the screen either that's like makes it a distant memory. We're here.